This is the mid-module review. Two angles that are across from each other are vertical angles, A. A pair of angles when added together equal 90 degrees are complementary angles. Again, A. An angle measures 74 degrees. What is the measure of its supplement? Would be 106 degrees, because remember, supplemental angles add up to 180 degrees, so it would be C. 80 is one angle of a set of vertical angles. What is the measurement of the other angle? That would be angle C, or that would be C, 80, because they are vertical angles. Number 5, it says set up an equation and solve for A. Well, if you can see that these are vertical angles, so we have A plus 33 equals 49. So I would subtract 33 from both sides. So I would have A that equals 16. So next I would have 5 rays share a common endpoint. Set up and solve an equation to find the value of x. Find the measurements of DAG and GAH. Well, for these ones, we have DAG, which is this one right here, and GAH is this one right here. Okay? Now, for this, though, we have angles on a point, so I have to add these up because they add up to 360 degrees. So we have 2x plus 3x plus 36.5 plus 2x plus 36.5, and all of that equals 360. Well, when I put all of these together, I have all of my x's here. So I have 7x. And then when I add these two together, plus 73, and all of that's going to equal 360 degrees. So then I'm going to subtract 73 from both sides. And I have 7x equals 287. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 7. And x is going to equal 41. Well, now I need to find the measurement of DAG, which is 2x, which is then 2 times 41, which is 82 degrees. And then the measurement of angle GAH, which is 3x, which is 3 times 41, or 123 degrees. Okay? My next problem, it says set up an equation and solve for x. Find the measurements of AOB and BOC. Well, this is complementary angles, and these complementary angles are going to equal 90 degrees. So we have x plus 8 in parentheses, and also I'm adding 2x, which equals 90 degrees. So x plus 8 plus 2x equals 90 degrees. So I have 3x plus 8 equals 90. So I am going to subtract 8 from both sides. So I have 3x equals 82 degrees. So when I divide both sides by 3, I have x equals, and leave this as a fraction. Do not leave this as a decimal because it's a repeating decimal. So it would be 27 1/3. So when we find the angle of AOB, the measure of angle AOB, we would have x plus 8, so 27 1/3. Let me redo that, that looks terrible. 27 1/3 plus 8 is going to be 35 1/3. And the measurement of angle BOC is 2x, or 2 times 27 1/3, which you can put in your calculator. So I would absolutely leave it as a fraction, and which would be 54 2/3 degrees. Okay? Next, we have, in a complete sentence, describe the relationship between the two angles. Okay? So here we have by writing this out, we've got angle AOB and angle, BOC form angles on a line and add up to 180 degrees. Next, it says set up and solve an equation to find the value of x and find the measurement of AOB and BOC, here and here. Okay, so let's do that. We have 4x plus 5 plus 5x plus 22, and that's going to equal 180 degrees. So we have 4x plus 5 plus 5x plus 22 equals 180. So putting our x's and our numbers together, we have 9x plus 27 equals 180. So now we have a two-step equation. So now we are going to subtract 27 from both sides. So I have 9x equals 153. And then dividing both sides by 9, I have x equals 17. So now to find out what both of these angles are, I have the measure of angle AOB, which is 4x plus 5. So 4 times 17 plus 5. So 4 times 17 plus 5. So we have 68. plus 5, which is 73 degrees. And then we have the measure of BOC, which is 5x plus 22, or 5 times 17 plus 22. So 5 times 17 is 85 plus 22, which is 107. So it's 107 degrees. So our next problem is the measure of two complementary angles. So two complementary angles. So these angles are going to add up to 90 degrees. They have a ratio of 4 to 5. Set up and solve an equation to determine the measurements of two angles. And it says, hint, set up let statements. So here are our let statements. So let 4x equal our first angle, and let 5x equal our second angle. So now we are going to add these two together. So in other words, 4x plus 5x equal 90 degrees. So when I add these together, I have 9x equals 90. Divide both sides by 9. And I have x equals 10. So to find my two angles, I have my first angle, is 4x, which is 4 times 10, which is 40. My second angle is 5x, which is 5 times 10, which is 50. Put my degree symbols on there. And that ends my lesson for today.